everyone, so today I'm going to finally be doing this toner video that I've been talking about doing for quite a few weeks now. I've been trying a lot of these different Korean toners. Some of them are a little bit different from like Western or American toners, and I just thought I would make a video sharing all my thoughts about all the ones I've tried and just overall what I think about them. So I think I have about 9 different toners to talk about, and most of these, a majority of these, I got as samples that I purchased from a Rose shop, and like one of them is from I think Mimi Box. So whenever I think of toners, I typically think of products that are like a very thin, kind of like watery kind of texture to it. It typically has a bit of alcohol to it, and it usually feels like it leaves a bit of like a drying kind of feeling to my skin. That's just kind of like what I've always thought toners were like, and some of these are like that. I think that's how a majority of like American or Western toners are, but one thing that I've learned is that some Korean toners are actually a little bit different. So I've split up the toners that I have, and I kind of did it in like about 2 different categories. One is more of like a watery kind of, I guess, traditional kind of like American style toner, and then the rest of them are all a little bit more towards like a Korean or an Asian toner. So again, another thing is that most of these are these little sample size ones that if you guys ever seen my Rose shop haul videos, you'll see that I've got like a lot of like little samples like this that came with like a 4-pack of these little vials. So like this one specifically is like I think 7 milliliters, and it came with 4 of them, and I think I paid about like 74 cents or something for all 4 of them. So the first one here is by Skin Food, and this one is called the Watery Berry Toner, and this one I got from Rose shop. Like I said, this one was like 74 cents for the 4 of them, and this one is on the spectrum. It's more of one of those watery kind of like alcohol based toners, which some people, especially if you have dry skin, you might not like, but I'm kind of an exception to that because I do have dry skin, and I actually do kind of just slightly prefer the watery, more like alcohol kind of like toners. And mainly the reason why I like those more is because I do have problems with like enlarged pores, like around my cheek area and things like that. And I definitely find that whenever I'm using more of like an alcohol based toner, even though they do kind of tend to kind of like strip your skin a bit, I do just overall prefer them. I feel like they do a much better job at actually like tightening my pores, because after a while when I went back to the other toners, I noticed that some of my enlarged pores were kind of like coming back. So without beating around the bush, I'm gonna say the Skin Food Watery Berry Toner was one of my favorite ones, especially the scent of it. It smells so good. It's called Watery Berry, which I guess it kind of has a slight berry scent to it, but it kind of reminds me more of like a really soft kind of like sandalwood woodsy kind of scent to it with a little bit of sweetness to it. And with a lot of these toners, there's not really many of them that I really disliked. So kind of in the long run, the 2 things that came down to the most for me was whether it was more of a gel toner or more of a watery toner, and also how the scent was. I'm really like big on scents, and I love when things smell really good. The one thing that I was a little frustrated about was that I wanted to like go purchase the full size of this one from a Rose shop, but they actually, I don't think, sell the full size, or it's either not there or it's out of stock or something. They do have the Watery Berry Toner like men's version, which I don't know if it's I think it's like a purple color. I don't know if it's the same or anything, but I'm kind of like tempted to maybe order that one. But I do have quite a few full-size toners, so I'm probably gonna have to hold off on that one for a while. But I really, really love the scent of this one, and I found that it did a great job at kind of minimizing my pores. So like I said, I couldn't find the full-size one of this from Rose shop, but I think the men's version was probably around $10-ish maybe, so I don't know exactly how much the price of that is, but you can get samples of them. So 4 of the like 7 milliliter vials for under $1. So the next toner is also by Skin Food. This one is called the Black Pomegranate Toner, and again, I got more samples of this one. Let's see, this one you can get the full size of it from Rose shops, and I believe it is around $13, and the packaging of that bottle is like so beautiful. But I really thought I would like this one. Just something about Black Pomegranate really kind of like spoke to me. Again, this is more of a watery toner, so it does kind of have more alcohol to it, so it's more of one of those that's going to strip your skin if you don't like apply any kind of moisturizing product afterwards. I just didn't really care for the scent for this one as much. It's definitely like a pomegranate pomegranate scent, but it's very, very sharp, and it kind of reminds me more of like a cleaning product rather than like a skincare product. So that's just something really picky on my part. Just, I don't really care for the scent of it, but I like the product. But of course I did like the watery berry one more, so that one was my favorite. So the next toner I have, this one is by the brand Missha, and it's called the Super Aqua Ice Tear Toner. Again, I bought little samples of it, but this one I actually, on my second order, I ended up buying the full size one of it, and it was kind of funny because I bought this and I didn't realize that I had already ordered the sample of it before, and because I just kind of got ahead of myself, so I didn't even know if I liked this one yet, but luckily I do like this one as well, so this one will be used. This one is 180 milliliters, and I think I paid $8 for this one, $8.19. This one has a very clean kind of scent to it. It almost reminds me, this is gonna sound like super weird, but it kind of like smells like clean hospital soap to me, which I like. It's a good scent. That sounds super weird, but I do like it. I would say this one definitely leans a little bit more between the watery toners and the gel toners. I definitely think it leans still more to the watery side, but it almost kind of like is a fine line between that one. It's just a tiny bit more gel-like. So I feel like this one overall would be a really good gentle toner. You know, it's mild scent. It doesn't seem to really strip the skin. So I feel like if you want something like super basic, that this would be a pretty good one. So the next toner I got, I think this was the very first one that I ordered, and this one is by the brand Saem. I still don't know how you say it, but it's S-A-E-M. And this one is called the Iceland Hydrating Toner, and I got this one from Rose Shop, and this one was about $9. I really liked the packaging of it as well. It kind of reminds me a lot of like Benefits, like skincare stuff. I don't know if they still package their stuff like this, but I remember they used to have a lot of stuff like this. And it looks like I haven't used very much, but I really honestly truly have. Like, I feel like especially the watery toners tend to last quite a bit longer. This one I also think is very similar to the last toner that I showed, the Missha one. It also has that kind of like clean soap kind of scent to it. I feel like the scent on this one is a little bit more stronger, but again, this one is like a true kind of watery one. And then I also ended up buying the actual emulsion that goes with this one as well. This one I bought the emulsion from, I think from Mimi Box, and I think it was a little bit more expensive. I think it was probably like anywhere from like, I don't know, $12 to $15. I can't remember exactly how much I paid for it, but this is what the emulsion looks like. Again, this one's actually 140 milliliters. And again, the same thing that I had with this is that sometimes the emulsions are a little bit harder to get out of the actual package because it's a lot thicker than like the toner, but it's thinner than like just a straight up moisturizer. So I mean, you can get it. Usually I just kind of like have to like, you know, bang it against my hand a bit to like get the product to come out. But that's just one thing that I don't really like about the emulsions that much, is just that sometimes the packaging's a little awkward to work with. But I really like these as well. These are the ones I've been using the most, not for any particular reason other than that I've had them the longest and that they were just like the full sizes that I've had. But I like to go back and switch everything up, and you know, I'll try this one sometime and this one sometime, and I just honestly really like all of these. And then the last one that I have that I would kind of consider to fall into more of like the watery kind of toner category is by Etude House, and it's called the AC Clinic Daily Toner. So this is another mini sample one that I got. Again, it came with 4 samples. This one is 5 milliliters. And then this one was, let me see how much this was. I think I paid like 83 cents for like the little 4-pack. And I think I recently talked about this in one of my empties videos, and so I talked about it just a little bit, but I'll kind of hit the main points again. With this one, again, it's the watery one, and this one I felt was the most drying out of all the toners that I tried. But the one thing that I was really just kind of like weird about was the scent of this one. It almost has a bit of like a rubbing alcohol scent or like a tea tree kind of scent, that really kind of sharp kind of scent, but then it almost smells like a little bit of like bubblegum mixed into it. So I just wasn't like a huge fan of the scent of this one, and I just found it to be like a little bit more harsh than what I really needed. Though I don't think I will be repurchasing this. I definitely will use up all these because I don't like wasting things, and I've already paid for it anyway, and it was okay, but just one that really wasn't my favorite. And I don't think I was able to find the full size of this on Rose Shop's site either. So the last 4 toners that I have are 4 that I would kind of consider to be more of like a gel kind of toner. And I think that these 4 are also a little bit geared more towards like what a traditional like Korean or Asian kind of toner is like. It's a little bit gentler. It's also a little bit thicker, a little more gel-like. So the next one is by Etude House, and this one is called the Pink Vital Water Facial Toner. It comes in a cute little bottle like this. Again, this one is like, it's very watery, but it's just a slightly bit more gel-like on the skin. It doesn't immediately absorb in. It kind of stays a little bit, not sticky, but it's just kind of gel-ish while it's on your face. And the one thing that I really loved about this one was that the scent, I love, it smells so good. It's like, it kind of just smells like a really nice shampoo or like conditioner. That's kind of the best way I can describe it. So I don't know if you'll be able to see, but it's also runny, but it's a bit more gel-like. It's not quite as thin as water. And the full size of the Pink Vital Water, I believe, is about $9-ish from Rose Shop. The next one I have is another one by Skin Food, and this one is called the Premium Lettuce and Cucumber Watery Toner. So they call it a watery toner, but this one's definitely more of like a jelly, kind of gel version of one. And again, I got samples of it, and this was another one that I kind of forgot that I bought the samples of, and I ended up buying the full size of it, but I'm glad because I do like this one as well. So this is what the full size of it looks like. It's really kind of cute. And I was kind of intrigued on what it would smell like, lettuce and cucumber. Like obviously I know that, but just, you know, what would it smell like in actuality? And it has a really nice clean scent. It kind of reminds me a bit of just like a really fresh like cucumber water. It's also a lot more moisturizing than some of the previous toners that I showed. So this one is a really good one. The full size that I paid for was $7.64 for this huge one. So I think that was a really great price. The next one I have is by Moly. This is called the Opening Toner AquaPorin. Another sample one that I got. This one was $1.11 for the 4 samples. This one is the thickest one that I have. So thick that I kind of have trouble like with it coming out. Like I could just hold it upside down and it's not gonna come out anytime soon. I usually kind of have to like scrape something in there to get it out. And overall, I just wasn't a huge fan of this one. It wasn't bad, but it was just so thick. It was really kind of hard to get out of the product. But again, if you do have sensitive skin, you might enjoy something like this. But overall, I think I really liked the like lettuce one more than this one. So I don't have any strong opinions on this one, and I wasn't able to find the full size of it. The last one is another one. This is actually a single sample that I got that was from one of my Rose Shop orders. This is from the brand Benton, and it's called the Aloe BHA Skin Toner. This one is another one that's kind of like between a water and a gel, and I didn't really have any strong thoughts on this one either. They don't actually sell the samples or the full size of this on Rose Shop's website, but I was able to find it from another website called socoglam.com, and I think it was about $19 for the full size. But overall, I just wasn't wowed by this one. I didn't like the scent. I mean, I don't really think there was much of a scent to it, but overall I was just not really impressed by this one, and I don't really think I'd recommend it. So I know I mentioned a lot of toners in this video, and to be quite honest, I'm really happy with a lot of them. I'm not super extremely picky on things, and of course sometimes I do like to use more of the alcohol-based ones just because I find that those do the best at shrinking my pores than the gel ones, but the gel ones are gentler, they're more hydrating, so it's kind of just whatever you prefer. I do have to say, even though I do prefer like ones like this, like the Watery Berry Toner one, I always finish it off with like an emulsion or a facial oil or something like that to rehydrate my skin. So that's just like one little tip that I have. If you do like the more, I guess like stronger or like alcohol based ones that do shrink your pores, always finish it off with like some kind of moisturizing product. That way your skin's not left like stripped and trying to overcompensate for all that oil that's been removed. So let me know if you guys have tried any of these toners or if you guys have any other ones that are your favorites. I do have quite a few toners to get through, but I'm always looking forward to trying new things and trying other things. There's one that I really want to try. I can't remember the brand. It might be Skin Food, and I think it's called like the Peach Sake one, but I'm just always on the lookout for the next new product or just anything that kind of catches my eye. So I'm sure you'll be seeing a lot of these little samples in my upcoming empties videos, and yeah, so that's pretty much it for this video. So that is it for my long-awaited toner video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram below, and until my next video, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.